So welcome back. Let's talk about teamwork skills. Some people call it teamworking skills. Teamwork is working together in groups of two or more, being able to collaborate, share ideas, compromise, and achieve a goal together for the good of everyone. That is the definition of teamwork skills. So, working in groups during your studies is an example of working in teams. So, for you to be able to work in teams well, you need to contribute your own quota, enjoy the experience, and possibly document it. So, for example, during my master's, for our seminars, they put us in groups. In second term, we were asked to present almost every day, and we were working in groups. So, one time I had this experience working in a group where a group of three. One of my colleagues were supposed to present a research paper. One of the colleagues on that team, a guy, all he was interested in was to put on our presentation slides regression tables, regression output, regression results. And our lecturer had told us already that you don't need to present all the tables. You can summarize it, you can talk about it briefly without having to put all of those tables in the presentation. So what happened was I had to tell him that, see, the lecturer already said it. If we do it like this, we're going to lose the attention of our audience. After a while, people start slipping off or not even listening to what you have to say anymore. Why don't we reduce the tables and the regressions? We don't have to put all of the robustness checks of this analysis on the slides. So that was how I was able to resolve that working in a team. So during my interview at the University of Oxford, one of the questions the interviewer threw at me was, can you give us an example of when you worked in a team and how you're able to work together to resolve conflict? Right there on the spot. I didn't prepare for that question at all. I wasn't expecting it. I just took a few seconds to reflect, and that was the one that came to my head. And so I talked about how when we had this presentation to do, I was able to convince my team member that for us to present a good work, we should not put all of the tables and robustness checks. I was able to give him reasons why. Plus, our lecturer had already mentioned that that's one of the reasons why we may not do very well during our presentation. So I was able to remind him that we've been warned, but also we need to take note of this thing for our presentation. And the interviewer looked impressed. She laughed because she could relate to it. She's a qualitative researcher, and when she's attending seminars or presentation, she does not like it when people put a lot of quantitative analysis in their presentation. So she was smiling and saying, okay, that's a good one, because to her, a lot of these quantitative people, they just use those tables, those regression results to confuse people, so she was laughing and reflecting on that. But that's just one example. So when you see such things as teamwork skills, when they ask you that kind of thing, you need to be able to reflect. If you've not had a lot of work experience where you worked in a team, you solved problems, you did things, your studies is another way to prove that you have that skill. So you need to enjoy it, you need to document it. When you are in presentation groups, you have to contribute your own quota. Where there are problems, step up to solve them, because you can use those things as examples tomorrow. Who would have thought that I would have used that experience for my job interview? So that is that on teamwork skills. Obviously there's a lot more, but this is the key concept on having to work together, collaborate, share ideas. Where there is conflict, you must be willing to compromise. Okay, let's work like this, let's make it work for the good of everyone. And that is essentially what teamwork skills is about. So see you on the next video.